I think the creative process is one of the last great adventures. And I'm just as much interested in the craft. And, well, Pina is, of course, considered a great artist, but there's a craft behind it. And there's a craft in designing fashion, and there's a craft in building a house. And I'm really fascinated to find out about how these crafts work and what imagination you put into it, and how somebody shapes a language of his own. I discovered Pina Bausch's work at a moment when I thought dance is not for me. Include me out, I have nothing to do with it. It's aesthetics and it doesn't give me anything, and I'm interested in different stuff, but dance don't take me. And I really tried hard not to go. My girlfriend really twisted my arm and finally just dragged me to this double bill of Pina Bausch, Café Müller and Sacre Printemps. And there I sat and weeping because I realized I was shown something in 30 minutes. Café Müller is just 35 minutes. In 35 minutes, without a single word, it just condensed everything I'd ever seen about men and women and was more. 3D was a very privileged way to enter choreography and understand the architecture of this work. Even a little bit more privileged than just sitting there in the audience, which is a royal way to see dance, to being there. But 3D was the closest thing to being there. With the 3D cameras, all of a sudden, the actor has volume. His shoulders are round, his head is protruding, and his nose is protruding, and this is a whole different way to represent a human being in front of the camera. There's a presence that nothing that we ever did before in 100 years can touch. And of course, if you see that, and out of a sudden you have these dancers, and out of a sudden you can show their bodies and what they do with their bodies, you can show it in a whole new way. That is, it's not just that there's a dimension more. Of course we know 3 is one more dimension, but what it means that there is a new dimension is that the presence of a human being in front of the camera is a whole different one. It's made for dance. And dance, I knew at the same time, is going to bring out the best in 3D as well, because it can show that 3D is also capable of poetry and capable of tenderness, because until then, 3D was a pretty hostile environment. It is still hostile to the eyes most of the time. Yeah. And it doesn't need to be. It can be a very natural, very human environment that you can create in a 3D film if you want to.
Yeah.